What's up guys, Hardcore Horror Nerd here. Here's my second video for today, and it's going to be a recent pickup. Now, I have gotten a lot since my last pickup video. Here's a quick look at what my pickups have been. Starting down here, all the way up to here. So yeah, there's a lot. Mostly VHS, a few Blu-rays, and a DVD box set. So since there's a lot, let's get started. First, I won this. First up is Hellraiser 1 and 2 in a box set. These were put out by Anchor Bay. They're like 10 cases. Inside there's a couple lobby cards and scene cards. I'm assuming this is a book about the original Hellraiser. And then you have your DVDs. There's Hellraiser. And then there's Hellraiser 2. I won this on Instagram through a contest, and the contest was pretty fun and simple to do. All you had to do is post your favorite part of your collection and explain why it's your favorite part. And of course, I went with my Halloween franchise collection because the franchise is my favorite franchise in history, and the collection that I have is amazing, and it's just, I'm really proud of that collection. So again, Anchor Bay 10 DVD Hellraiser with Hellraiser 1 and 2 and a couple lobby cards. Pretty cool prize to win, and a pretty cool, I guess you could say, pickup recently. Next up is a DVD. Now, I may have shown this in my last pickup video. I'm not entirely sure. It is a drive-in cult classic 8-movie collection. I mean, there's just a bunch of like sleazy and trashy 70s exploitation drive-in movies. I watched one called Malibu High. It was decent. And then I watched The Teacher. I love not The Teacher, Trip with the Teacher. And that movie was just, it was amazing, honestly. I'm getting really into exploitation films lately. So this was a pretty cool set to get from a friend. Next up is the Wolf of Wall Street's Target exclusive steelbook. Do not watch this movie with your parents. It's worse than watching The Hangover with your parents. This is a movie that you need to watch alone. It is an amazing movie, but do not watch it with your parents at all. The best way to sum this movie up in 3 easy words is sex, drugs, and the F word. A lot. 699 times or something. There's a lot. 569 or something like that. I don't know. They say it a lot. And it was really, really good movie though. Not much of a Scorsese fan from the films I've seen by him previously, but this movie had it was comedic, it was dramatic, it was just everything. And Jonah Hill's teeth in the movie were hilarious on its own. Check this movie out. Next up is another steelbook, and that is the Anchorman 1 and 2 Walmart exclusive steelbook. Beautiful steelbook because you got Ron Burgundy's face on it. Then you have Ron, Champ, Brick, and Brian. And in the steelbook itself, you have Anchorman 1, the Rich Mahogany edition, and this is the special features for it. Oh no, I'm sorry. This is the Anchorman 2, and yes, it does come with all 3 versions. So this disc has the theatrical version, which was hilarious. I got to see it in theaters. Also the unrated version, and this one has the R-rated supersized version, which turned out to be like 2 hours and 30 minutes long. Hilarious movie. And then you have Anchorman, the Rich Mahogany edition, and its special features to go with it. Awesome movie. Hilarious, both of them. This, I feel, is the best steelbook for your price, for your money, because it comes with practically because you get Anchorman, and then you get the Anchorman extended, and then you get then you get the theatrical, the unrated, and the R-rated versions. So it's like, I don't know, it's almost 6 movies. I'm not good at math, whatever. But it's pretty good for your buck, I think. All right, next up is one I'm really happy that I got. I was after watching Zombie on a lot of people on Instagram told me to get this, so I found it and got it as quickly as I could. And that is the New York Ripper. I'm actually going to watch this tonight, so I can't really talk much about it. I've never seen it before. Really, really, really excited to check it out, though. All I really heard is it's full of naked chicks, and Donald Duck is like a killer. I don't know. Can't wait to check it out. Next up is Clerks 2. Recently watched this movie. Haven't watched it in a long time. Wasn't much of a fan of it when it first came out, and then I rewatched it, and it's an amazing movie. Hilarious as always. Kevin Smith is amazing as always. This actually comes with a documentary called Back to the Wall, Clerks 2. It's a 90-minute documentary. If you have the Blu-ray or the 2-disc DVD version, I highly suggest you check out this documentary. Amazing documentary. It really kind of starts with it starts off with a press junket from Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back, and then it goes back a couple more years. No, I'm sorry. It starts off with Jay and Silent Bob Strikes Back, and then it kind of goes forward to 2004, and the struggles of Clerks 2 and all that. Really, really, really awesome documentary, and movie in general, and it just made me more excited about Clerks 3 coming out. Check this movie out too. Next up is the 15th anniversary Blu-ray edition of Clerks. Awesome movie. It has the theatrical and it has the first cut. Now I'm not going to ruin the first cut if you've never seen the first cut or the movie, but you've seen all the other Kevin Smith movies. I will tell you this: the first cut completely changed the View-esque universe forever, and I'm kind of glad he didn't go with it. I'm kind of glad. This one also comes with a documentary about the making of Clerks 1, and I'm glad the critic that watched it told him not to use the first cut, because it really would have changed how the View-esque universe would have been for the rest of Clerks. Clerks 2, let's just say Clerks 2 wouldn't even existed. Alright, so if you haven't seen the first cut, check it out. Again, love these documentaries on here. This actually also comes with a Jay and Silent Bob making of documentary, and it's about 1 hour and 27 minutes. I'm about halfway through it right now. Pretty good too. I'm really glad the View-esque universe guys have put documentaries on their Blu-rays or DVDs or whatever. Really awesome to have. Next up is one I was told to watch here on YouTube by someone in my first video and in my Quentin Tarantino video, and that is True Romance. Can't say much about it. All I know is Quentin Tarantino wrote it, and it has this all-star cast. Haven't seen it yet. Been meaning to watch it, just haven't gotten around to it yet, so can't wait to check that out. Next up, I showed in my John Carpenter video, but here it is again. Assault on Precinct 13. Got this off of a Facebook group. Really awesome movie. If you haven't, I've already talked about it in the John Carpenter video that's going up today too, so I'm not going to get into it too much, but check this movie out. Next up, really happy to get this one. Again, another one I talked about in my John Carpenter video, so I'm not going to go into it too much. And that is the Halloween Media VHS tape with the top flap and the bottom flap. And the guy was nice enough to send it in a nice little protector case. If you want to hear me talk about this more, check out my John Carpenter video, because that's where I really talk about it the most. So yeah, check out that video and you'll hear what I have to say about this. Next up, 2 tapes that I got from just a really awesome dude on Instagram. He just contacted me one day and said, "Hey, I found some tapes that you might like. Just give me your address and I'll send it out to you." And that is Children Shouldn't Play with Dead Things and Witchboard 2. I've never seen any movie in the Witchboard series, and I've never seen children play with dead things. So, can't really talk much about it. Really cool to have these on VHS, thanks to the guy I will put his name down at the bottom with the rest of the plugs that I put in the description. But thanks to him for sending these out to me. Really awesome of you to do that. Next up, I got Humanoids from the Deep. Now, I actually got this movie with another movie that I'll show. I don't want to say the name of it yet, but I'll show you in like a couple more movies. The guy just sent it to me for free. Haven't seen it, haven't really heard much about it. Can't wait. Another one I really want to check out. Can't wait. Man, I have a lot of movies to check out. My collection is growing, and I don't watch all of them. Next up is Forbidden Planet. Yeah, Forbidden Planet. This has Leslie Nielsen in it. Yeah, Leslie Nielsen. Leslie Nielsen, of course, is the guy in Airplane who always opens doors like, I just want to let you know we're all counting on you. He was in The Naked Gun. Amazing actor. This movie was a really awesome sci-fi movie. Classic 50s like sci-fi movie. Really awesome. Had a lot of fun watching it, honestly. Next up is, I will tell you now, this is the only Nightmare on Elm Street that I like. I respect Nightmare on Elm Street, and I respect like Wes Craven and Freddy Krueger for all that, but I just couldn't get into the series. But I will tell you that the reason I like this one so much is the soundtrack, and it's fun to watch, and this is the only one I could really get into, and that one, I will say, and the one I'm talking about, I think most people who don't like the Nightmare on Elm Street series could possibly agree on, and that is Nightmare on Elm Street 3, The Dream Warriors. Amazing soundtrack, awesome. Lawrence Fishburne is in it as Larry Fishburne. Awesome plot and storyline. Again, the only Nightmare on Elm Street I can really get into. I don't know. I really do think it's just the soundtrack, but there's just something about this movie that's, in my opinion, better than any of the other Nightmare on Elm Street movies. So, really awesome movie. Next up, this is one. Okay, so I ended up seeing this movie last year in theaters, right before they took this whole horror remix thing out of my theater. And I didn't really like try to search it down like I did with Killing Spree when I saw Killing Spree in theaters. But this one, I kind of started thinking about it recently. I was like, oh, maybe I could try to find it any way I could. I couldn't really find it on DVD. And like, it was just like the gods were talking to me like, hey, we found the tape for you. Because this guy on Facebook, in the Facebook Horror VHS Collectors Unite page, posted, like, I just started thinking about it, and the guy posted, so I, emailed him as quickly as I could, and I actually got the tape sent to me before I even paid. He was a really awesome dude. I don't remember his name, but he was really awesome for doing that. He also sent me, he was the guy who sent me Humanoids from the Deep too. And the movie I'm talking about, though, is Trick or Treat. This movie came out in, I want to say, 1985? Or 85, 86. Trick or Treat. This movie came out around the time when parents thought that if you spin a record backwards or you're listening to rock music, you can hear the devil's music. It actually has Gene Simmons and Ozzy Osbourne in it. Ozzy plays like a conservative priest, and Gene Simmons is a radio DJ. It's about basically a rocker that comes back from the dead because this kid kept spinning his record backwards. Again, amazing soundtrack, just like Nightmare on Elm Street. I don't know, something about heavy metal and hair metal in a horror movie from the 80s. Like these two movies, like this had Dokken, of course, and this one had an entire soundtrack by Fastway. Yeah, Fastway. Which I actually ended up getting right after I watched the movie again. So it's on my phone now. Just the soundtracks for these two movies alone are what drew me to these movies, and they're really, really amazing. If you haven't seen Trick or Treat, try to find a way to watch it. Amazing movie. Again, if you haven't seen it, check it out. Next up is a movie I heard about on the show Comic Book Men, and I've just been interested in seeing it ever since because I read about it after they mentioned it, and it is The Deer Hunter. No, it's not horror, but it is like a wartime, like, I think this takes place during the Vietnam War. It's one of those ones that the movie's so long that they have to pop it on 2 separate tapes. Robert De Niro's in it, Christopher Walken's in it. Yeah, don't know much about it other than I know it takes place during the Vietnam War, and I know there's a Russian roulette scene. Can't wait to check it out. Next up is a movie I bought because there's a TV show, oh, that might be a dead giveaway of what it is, coming on FX this week, I think Tuesday, the 16th on FX, and that is Fargo. I'm originally from Indiana in like the Midwest, so this is like hearing my family talk with the, oh, don't you know, yeah. Like, it's, I kind of laughed the entire movie because of the accent that William H. Macy had and Frances McDormand had. Love this movie though. It was really good. First time watching it, really kind of gritty crime thriller. Cannot wait to check out the TV show and to see how it kind of matches up. Again, that TV show is going to be on FX starting the 16th at 10 p.m. Check it out if you can. Next up is a movie I bought for the sole purpose that the cover on it looked like Hoth in the Star Wars movie. And that is, this movie is called Ice Station Zebra. And it's a, I think it's a Cold War era movie. It's one of the MGMUA bookcases. So here's your, your case, and then it opens like a book, and here's your VHS in it. I have yet to watch this. I bought it because, like I said, this reminds me of Hoth or something sci-fi, so it's kind of why I bought it. And then I read that it was a Cold War era thing, and I'm a sucker for war movies and such, so decided to check it out. Next up is one I'm really happy I got in. I'm not going to talk about this one too much because I want to make my own video for it, just have its own video. So I'm just going to say what it is. Then I'm going to go make a video about it. And that is the Adjust Your Tracking, the untold story of the VHS collector. This is the VHS and DVD combo pack from VHS Hit Fest or VH Shit Fest. Not going to talk much about it because I want to make its own video. So I'm going to say goodbye for now and go make that third and final video for today. As always, you can follow me on Instagram at Hardcore Horror Nerd, Love a Horror on Facebook, Horror Affair on Facebook, and Be Kind and Rewind.